I am a proud American. And that means if you come after me or my family, I'll be ready. That's why I rely on My Patriot Supply. Their Mega 3-month emergency food kit comes jam packed with 33 varieties of filling and delicious foods. Not only does that include creamy chicken flavored rice, old fashioned Italian spaghetti, and savory cheesy broccoli soup, but you'll also get a bonus protein kit with diced beef, flavorful chicken chunks, and 3 varieties of beans, plus 9 different fruits and vegetables and snacks. All in all, this emergency food kit provides a whopping 2,500 calories per day to keep you well fed and ready for anything. The way I see it, it's my solemn duty as an American to protect my family without waiting on handouts. And that starts with food you can depend on for up to 25 years. Go to preparewithjericho.com right now to save $300 on your mega 3-month emergency food kit. It ships fast and free. Go to preparewithjericho.com to save $300 on your kit. And don't forget 25 years in proper storage. Preparewithjericho.com. What's going on, everybody? Jericho Green here with you once again. Oh boy, he did it again. Trump has another great idea. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday. It has over 1 million likes. Last I saw it was at 12 million views. That was earlier this morning, so it's probably 15 or 20. Who knows? A huge interview. People have been waiting for it. Even Joe Rogan himself has been waiting for it. And I can't wait to listen to the rest of it. I probably got maybe an hour in, 3 hours total. But one of the things that Joe Rogan asked him about was if he was serious about floating the idea of abolishing and getting rid of the federal income tax. And people might be thinking, well, if you get rid of that, how are we going to replace it? And Trump says tariffs. He says, if done the right way, tariffs will replace that money and then some. And that's how it was done before. In the late 1800s or up until the late 1800s, we didn't have a federal income tax. We had tariffs, meaning we would charge other countries to import their shit to America. You want to sell a car, you want to sell furniture, you want to sell TVs, phones, whatever. The tariff is the price, the tax that they have to pay. Tariffs are tax for them, for the other countries that want to import their shit. And America is the number one customer for a lot of countries out there. No America, no economy. So we have a lot of power and a lot of leverage in this situation. And imagine that, Trump's a fucking businessman. You think that would make sense? So I found this article and it has some transcripts from it. And it says, former President Donald Trump voiced support for eliminating income taxes and replacing the revenue with receipts from tariffs. During a 3-hour episode of the Joe Rogan Experience on Friday night, the Republican frontrunner blasted companies that move production from the U.S. to other countries and threatened them with huge tariffs. He added that the word tariff is more beautiful than love. It's beautiful, most beautiful word ever spoken, tariffs. Sweetheart, I tariff you. More beautiful than love, and said the U.S. can become rich with the proper use. See, they like to leave these words out. He's a psycho. Tariffs are bad. The proper use of tariffs. Did you just float out the idea of getting rid of income taxes and replacing it with tariffs? Rogan asked. We're serious about that. Trump replied, yeah, sure, but why not? He then repeated praise for William McKinley, who was president from 1897 until his assassination in 1901, calling him the tariff king. Or maybe it was later in the 1800s, excuse me. We will not allow the enemy to come in and take our jobs and take our factories and take our workers and take our families unless they pay a big price, Trump added. And the big price is tariffs. So wait a minute. He's looking out for our jobs, our factories, our workers, and our families. What a dick. This isn't the first time he has hinted at the elimination of income taxes. In June, Trump floated the idea that revenue from tariffs could replace federal revenue from income taxes. Sounds good to me. No more federal income tax, more money in your pocket? Okay. He said it had all tariffs. It didn't have an income tax. He said, now we have income taxes and we have people that are dying. They're paying taxes and they don't have the money to pay the tax. In addition to extending the tax cuts that were passed during his presidency, Trump has also teased a slew of tax eliminations, including taxes on tips, overtime pay, and Social Security payments, as well as exemptions for the military veterans and first responders. That sounds like a damn plan. Meanwhile, many economists have dismissed the idea or tariff revenue replacing income tax revenue. Garrett Watson, a senior policy analyst at the Tax Foundation, of course, told CNBC that Trump's tariffs would generate an estimated $3.8 trillion in revenue over 10 years, just a fraction of the $33 trillion that individual income taxes generate. So, of course, those who are on the engorged, veiny teat of our tax dollars, of course they don't want us to stop paying taxes. Hello? The federal government doesn't want us to stop. People like this dickhead don't want us to stop because that's money. That is a trough that stays full to the rim, and they need it to stay that way. They don't want the money in your pocket. They want the money in theirs. So it's like 2.8 trillion or 2.18 trillion dollars are generated annually from federal income tax. Well, I wrote this shit down. Here we go. So let's see. Income tax is 49% of revenue, of tax revenue. 2.18 trillion annually is what the federal government gets from our taxes. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, as I'm saying that, I'm figuring that out. I was going to say, I'm not sure why they wouldn't want the money to come from another country, because who cares? If it's tax revenue, if it's revenue, it's revenue. Whether it comes from taxes or tariffs, taxes on us or taxes on them, you're still getting your money, federal government. But then I thought maybe our federal government is in bed with some of these countries that would be paying these tariffs, and they don't want that. Maybe the next time they come to the White House and they're doing weird shit in the Lincoln bedroom with Sloppy Joe and Kamala, maybe the next time they come to visit California and Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom cleans the streets for them, wink, wink, Xi Jinping. What are you talking about? We a good country. No matter who that is, Zelensky. I know if Trump gets in office, number one, Ukraine ain't getting no more money. Number two, you're going to have to pay that shit back, bitch. So there's plenty of countries who don't want the tariffs to go up, i.e. China. So, of course, China has their little red commie fingers wrapped tightly around the scrotum of insert career politician here. Of course, they don't want that bullshit to happen. Of course, they want it coming from us. They'd rather have us hurting than their buddies. They'd rather have us hurting than their cronies. They'd rather have us hurting than whatever dictator in whatever country has video of them doing nasty shit or having nasty shit done to them. Remember, they said Trump did that. They said Trump was pissing on hookers in Russia. And Putin had the tapes, and that's why Trump was doing his bidding. Does Trump strike you as the kind of guy who would allow somebody to have leverage over him? I don't think so. But the people who are screaming that he did it, they did it. You know there's a video somewhere of Adam Schiff or Mitch McConnell or one of these neocons with their hands bound in front of them and an orange gag in their mouth like the dude from Pulp Fiction. You hear me, hillbilly boy? I ain't through with you by a damn sight. I'm going to get medieval on your ass. They're the gimp. They're the gimp that sleeps inside of a cedar chest at the foot of the bed. They're the ones doing that. They don't want the other countries to pay tariffs. That's their boys. That's their homies. That's the one who has them by the short and curlies. They'd rather have our asses paying for it. Because who are we? The American people? Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck you, American people. You mean nothing. All those politicians or appointed officials and Sloppy Joe's cabinet who have dual citizenship to Israel, you think they want Israel paying for shit? You think they want Israel paying us back for all the billions we give them annually every single year? Give them over $100 billion since last October 7th of 2023. You think Israel wants to start paying that shit back? Of course not. They're going to do their damnedest to make sure the country they're truly, the country that truly has their allegiance doesn't have to pay a fucking dime. You will. But I'm already paying. It's already heavy. My legs are already shaking, Jericho. I don't give a shit, you dumb American tax-paying son of a bitch. We don't care. There's another bill. Clank. There's another brick in your basket. Clank. man, this shit's getting heavy. Oh, well, American taxpayers take more. Pay for this, pay for other countries, pay for Ukraine to run, pay for bombs, and then pay for the people that they're bombing to get Band-Aids and food, and then pay for Ukraine, and then pay for illegals to be here, paid for them to have their sex changes, paid for them to get Buffalo Billed. I'd fuck me. Pay them to have their dicks and their tits cut off and their vaginas like origami into some fake penis that doesn't work. Pay for their houses, pay for their phones, pay for their clothes, pay for their food, pay for their kids, pay for their entertainment. We had these motherfuckers playing Xbox. You broke into my country and you get to play Xbox. These fools are on their Call of Duty with the headset. What the fuck, man? You're a dime. So they don't want tariffs. Look who's complaining about it. Look who benefits from these taxes. They're not going to want Trump to do that. Will they let him? And I don't mean will they let him. I mean, will they let him? Will he live to do that? Do you know how much money you're talking here? Forget the billions with a B. We're talking trillions with a T. They'll for sure kill somebody over that type of money. I love it. Less taxes. I'm listening. Get rid of the federal income tax. That's bullshit. Make these bastards pay for it. You want to sell your goods here? I'm tired of you bending us over. It's time for America to come back. It's time for Trump to come into office, pull that big old red, white, and blue circumcised American USDA ding-dong out and bend the rest of the world over. And you better hope that we at least spit on it first. What do you think? Meet me in the comments. You like the idea of no federal income tax? I do. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.